So let's start pulling our potatoes. We have these in a grow bag. I pulled bags a couple weeks ago, so these have been in a little bit longer, and look at that. There's nothing on that one, so that's off to a rough start. Let's dig in here. There's one right here. They might have also just fallen off of the plants. So there's one. These plants have died back. So as you can see, when I pull them, nothing really comes out. So what I have to do, oh, I can feel them. I have to dig in there. There we go. There's 1, 2, 3 more right there. 3 potatoes in these grow bags. I planted these 97 days ago, and here's 2 more right here. And after 90 days, I took out the first 3 bags and I got 35 potatoes. So I left these in for about another week and a half to see if they would get any bigger. There's a nice big one right there. And so this first bag is actually doing pretty well. So this right here is the potato that I planted. And so it looks like this one didn't do much. I had a few in the other bags that didn't do much either, and I just have to pull them out. But the cool thing about potatoes is I really don't know how they did all year until I get in here and pull them out. So this is gonna be my full harvest. I have 3 bags today that I'm going to go through. And there's another seed potato. And it looks like I got all of these out of this first bag. So I've got 3, 6, I got 7 potatoes from this first bag. So now let's go to bag number 2. So these potatoes I ordered online, and then I just basically planted them in this bag with some potato fertilizer. And I basically left them all year. And now I'm just pulling them out. So here is 1 right there, and 2. So at bag number 2, we've got 2 so far. They've come off the plants. This is cool. So I can reach in, let's see. Yeah, there we go. There's some big ones. 3 more right there. So we'll add that to our list over here, or our pile over here. And I can feel some more. There's 1 right here. So I don't know if leaving them in any longer helped them grow any bigger, but they actually did not rot. So one of my fears was that maybe they'd rot being in here because they're well over 90 days. And it's about 85 to 95 days for these Yukon Gold potatoes that I'm picking right here. And so here's a seed. Not much left to it. It's completely rotted away. And here we go. Here's a little one. I don't have as many little potatoes in these first 2 bags that I've pulled so far. So we'll see if maybe they'll get a little bit bigger. And here we go. So I did plant these and I weighed them when I put them in. I'll put those on the screen. And I'll also put the weight of the potatoes that I pulled from the first 3 bags. And here we go. And on the screen, 'cause I don't remember what it is right now. And then we will have the full total of potatoes that we grew this year. And so there's some more, there's 2 more right there. So we've got quite a few in here. There we go, 2 more. We'll add them. So we're getting a nice little pile. And we're about to go camping. So we're gonna take some of these with us this weekend as we go camping. And they did not actually go down too deep into the dirt. There's another one. So you kind of forget when they just keep showing up. And you really got to dig in there. Get your hands dirty. There's another one. Look at that. So I've got a whole bunch on this bag. And now let's move, I think, to the final bag. And then we will go weigh them and see what we have. So this bag has this huge growth right here, and it started growing again. So there's a lot of new growth. So I've been curious what's connected to this. I want to pull this one out and see if there's really, I see one fell off. There we go. So there's a potato right there. It looks like there's a couple little baby potatoes, and those might be new that it's starting to produce again. So as you see, those are small. But this whole plant had a lot of new growth in the last week when it hit 90 degrees. So let's pull out the dead growth so you know they're ready to pull when they die off. And here we go. Here's a potato right here. Looks pretty good. Here's another one. So we're getting quite a few Yukon Gold potatoes right there. And here's another one. But let's put our hands in and see if we can pull out a bunch again, because that just looks cool. All right, ready? Doo-doo-doo. There we go. There's 3. So 3 more. We're doing pretty well. We're gonna have a nice harvest. There we go. And 2 more right there. Ah, they're flying on me. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to grow in grow bags. You just stick them in here and you basically let them grow in full sun all summer. Here's 2 more. And so usually you can pull out quite a few. And they were really easy to grow. And I chose Yukon Gold because they make really good mashed potatoes. And so that's why I did Yukon Gold. Last year I did Yukon Gold and Russets, and the Yukon Golds did better than the Russets that I planted. Oh look, here's a tiny one. Very small, right there. We'll add that to our list. It's like a little baking potato. All right, roasting potato, I guess. But it looks like that's all of them right here. So let's go over to our table and let's weigh how many potatoes we have. So let's go. All right, let's see how many potatoes we have just from these 3 bags. I tared this bowl, and these are today's harvest, and we will put them in, and let's see what we got. We have 5 pounds, 11 ounces of potatoes just from today. It's right here, it's kind of hard to see. And now, these are the potatoes I pulled last week. So let's add all of these, and let's see if they'll fit, if we can get our full collection of potatoes this year. And I will tell you what we got. We got an error. So let's try this again, and I'll tell you what we got. All right. It does not like all the potatoes. Ah, they're falling. That we picked up this year. We're just getting a bunch of E's. So what I'll do is I'll take the 2 numbers and I'll add them together. And that's what we have right here, see? So those are our potatoes for this year. Thanks for watching. I got other videos about these potatoes if you wanna check them out. That's really helpful. And have a great day, and thanks for watching this video.